Scott Braun, the senior from Bismarck, North Dakota Century High School, 7-0 this year. He's the defending state champion in North Dakota, and his record over the course of his career is 103-22. He'll be going against Dave Amelie from Northampton, Pennsylvania High School. He's a senior there, 5-0. He was a state runner-up last year with a 35-8 record.
Scott Braun, kind of the forgotten man on this Century team. When you think of Bismarck Century Wrestling, you think of a wrestler we're going to see a little later on, Troy Sabat at 130 pounds, as we see Amelie with the first good takedown shot. You also think of another Century wrestler who didn't make it to the finals, Casey Gillis, who was upset in the first round. But Braun has been a solid performer, a state champion last year, and really a very important part of this highly ranked team.
Well, of course, what a wonderful opportunity to work out with both of those two superstars. And boy, you know what a difference that makes in any program when you have a nucleus like that everybody else can build off of.
There is no sport where your workout partner matters more than in wrestling, and certainly Scott Braun has benefited from that.
I tell you, I was very impressed with Amelie this afternoon. He wrestled two-time Ohio Division III champion Kyle Kleckler and just wrestled a tremendous bout, defeating him by a fall eventually, though he was ahead 17-6 at the time. Last week, and there's a takedown for him, last week he beat Adam Plaus of Walsh Jesuit in the dual meet 6-4 in overtime, so he's had a wonderful record against Ohio opponents.
Well, I think Dave Amelie is out to prove himself this year. Last year, he made the state finals it was kind of almost by default because Mark Angle from Cannon McMillan was in his bracket and was unable to compete in the state tournament because of an injury. And so Amelie sort of slithered through to the finals. And if he does that this year, he's going to have earned it. He's really improved, and there's a takedown.
That's 4-1 here, 15 seconds to go in the first period. Like I said, I'm impressed with his non-stop action. He's a goer.
That's the way all these Eastern Pennsylvania kids are. Very, very aggressive. They just keep coming at you, and you are never out of a match when you're with them.
And the period will end 4-1. And the escape makes it 4-2. Each of these boys has had one close bout in the tournament. For Amelie, it was in the first round where he won 5-3 in overtime. For Braun, it was in the semis where he eked out a 7-5 victory.
And both these wrestlers have really earned it coming here to the finals. This is one of the toughest weight classes in the tournament. And so it shouldn't be surprising that both of these guys have had a close match along the way. There were state place winners and better in every group of 8 in this bracket.
And Amelie, again in there. Looks like it ought to be too, but Don Fair still checking out, making sure control is there. And he's giving it. And of course, as soon as he does, Braun almost gets out, but that makes it 6-2. And the escape makes it 6-3. It's interesting on the mat for third and fourth. Adam Plaus of Walsh and Tony Gomez are reliving their quarterfinal bout, which Gomez won 6-4. Again, a very physical match as it was last night.
That's the thing about this tournament. You can't have a rematch for a place, be it third or fifth, and a lot of times that result's reverse. It's going to be interesting to see if that happens this time.
So far in the team scoring, Bavaro's victory for third gave Walsh 2 points. Northampton won at 12 for 4, so they've cut the margin from 18 to 16. But they're going to have to do a little better than that before the end of the evening. And as we talked about before, the matches at 189 and 215 are Walsh versus Northampton in both cases. And in both those situations, Northampton got the victory in the dual meet. seconds in the second period. Dave Amelie from Northampton, Pennsylvania with a 6-3 lead here. He has 3 takedowns. Braun trying to move it up a notch. But the period will end at that same 6-3 score. And the escape makes it 7-3. And now you got to think Braun might be looking for the big throw here.
Well, he's got to get something working right now. See, Brown's having the same trouble with Amelie that other wrestlers in this tournament have. You have to get to the hips, and Amelie keeps those hips back and down so well, it's impossible to get there. Now Amelie is certainly behind again. It's going to be very difficult for Brown to score from this position.
Boy, the clock is Amelie's biggest ally right now, and it's inexorably winding down to 1 minute to go in this final at 125 pounds. You're right, his hips are so far back, they're almost off the edge of the mat.
He's kind of got a built-in level change, and that's difficult to counter. You know, Brown is holding him to a standoff here. Amelie is still the aggressor, and there Amelie spins behind for 2.
And the immediate escape makes it 9-4. They decided that that was not a score back to 7-3. So Amelie's 5-point lead suddenly reversed itself to 4 right now. But I don't think it's really going to make any difference. Amelie backing up now, surprising really hasn't been hit for stalling. That 2-point takedown makes it 7-5, but I think it's a classic case of too little, too late. And the escape makes it 8-5, and there's the final. An 8-5 victory for Dave Amelie from Northampton, Pennsylvania, raising his record to 6-0.